welcome everyone back to the Burky Movies spoiler edition of the Aeronauts. Wow.
Not astronauts.
Not astronauts. No, I didn't say that this time. Wow. This is an opportunity for me to actually talk out loud about how terrible this film was. I 3.5 out of 5. 3.5 out of 5. Those of you that have seen the non-spoiler version, he gave this 3.5 out of 5. I gave it 1.5. It's very, and I'll go back to the point just in case again you've not seen the previous video. I recommend that you do to get an idea what this video is going to be about. But I have to go back to that point of for me, it's not my kind of film, so I'm probably not the best person to review this. I like Rambo, Die Hard, action films, not Last Blood. I love action films. I like horrors. I'm not really into this kind of genre, so it was always going to be difficult for me. It's not to say they're not all films like this I hate.
I really like action films as well. Some of my favourite films are action films.
Of course, yeah. I know when we covered it in our top 10, it was.
I do like dramatic pieces, especially when it's history and like people overcoming such obstacles. The way they what they achieved, I thought that was amazing.
Well, yeah, it was, but I didn't know. Right, and I'll explain why I didn't really like it. Okay, so I didn't know right from the offset. So here's what happens. So he turns. He's basically at this air balloon. She then turns up after she gets a bit sick before, and she gets in the air balloon, does this little song and dancing. I say not less song, more dance, all the way up, backflips, and then jumps into there. And I'm thinking, okay, right, what's it?
But he didn't reveal straight away why she felt sick.
There was a flashback actually while she was sitting there, which showed someone falling from an air balloon.
But you didn't know what the significance of it was, and
didn't.
why she felt so close. No,
you're right. But so they've gone in, and then they go off and they take off, and you didn't really know. You knew that they were setting out to set a world record. That they were trying to set a record was kind of given as to why they were doing it. But you had no idea at that point how quick you expected them to do it. You know what the achievement. Why this was such an amazing achievement, and it hadn't set the. I like rules in my films. I set my rules out. Tell me what to expect, and I will follow that. And I will then. You'll want that person to achieve it. So it's a bit like, for example, for me, if you're watching a film, and you've got the guy or the girl, or whoever, who is. So, say for example you've got a film where they want to break a world record, and the world record is 9 seconds, and the film's then all about them getting towards the end and training really hard to beat 9 seconds at the end. That's kind of how I'd see this film to pan out, or how I wanted it to pan out, to go, right, I know what they want to achieve, I know tell me about what the dangers are, what their flaws are, what could stop them from doing it, what they could face up there, so that I feel that peril with them. But because of the way it broke it down, so taken off. So by this point, I'm going, they're in a balloon. Okay, off you go. And they didn't really get along, and you didn't know the background between. And it went into flashbacks as to, all the stuff that he was trying to do, and like how he wanted to predict the weather, and how no one believed him. But there was no real, because you're doing it in flashbacks. There was no real depth in that, because you've already seen it in the present of where they're at. So I didn't feel that I wasn't invested in those characters in the same way that I would have been if they'd built it up and done the whole where they met each other, because they go to a dance, they meet each other, and he tries to get her to do a balloon, go up, let him go in her balloon, and within an instant she says yes, or it seems to be like the next day she says yes, and then it was like there was no real depth to the background. That's what I felt. I didn't really get the relationship with him and his dad, which seemed was only brushed over at some points, when I feel they could have made more of that, so they didn't want to. I don't know what, but anything. It just didn't seem to. There wasn't enough depth to it for me to care about the characters. And had they done it in a chronological order in the way that I said, by the time they reach that point where it's quite dangerous and they start freezing to death, and they get stranded because of the top of the things, I'd care more. But I didn't care, because I didn't know what. There was no real substance to what they were doing. It was all just brushed over very lightly, when it could have been done in a lot more depth.
Okay, I completely disagree with you about the rules. I think that it did make I think it did stick to the rules. All right, not all of it was linear. When they were in the hot air balloon, it was linear, but it did have flashbacks. However, I felt that the flashbacks helped explain why they were behaving like they were on the hot air balloon.
Mm-hmm.
What she overcame, and the grief, I just think that would make someone behave in peculiar ways, because it's such a massive impact on her life. Her husband giving his life to save her, and the impact that would have on a person.
Yes.
And I just found that amazing how she overcome that.
Would you not have found that more impressive if you saw the build up to getting on this air balloon, right? And imagine that you've seen the grief that she's gone up before to, and you think to yourself, "God, how's she getting on there? God, I couldn't get on there."
No,
you're supposed to feel empathy for that character, the feeling of sympathy, and say, but she's already up there. At that point, she's already overcome the points that you're already talking about. So
she had more things to get through whilst up there. But there was it got more and more perilous as it went on. And sorry for banging on the table.
That's right. It shakes the camera so you get the Rocky time.
The peril of it, and I thought the stakes were so high, and I felt that the flashbacks help explain how the stakes were as high as they were, and the severe risk and danger they were going through for science and advancing the humanity. And
but I don't think
he made it clear that what he wanted out of it and what he thought could be achieved is the possibility of saving thousands of people's lives.
Yep.
Like for droughts, for floodings, things
like that. If you understand
that, I thought that was really
if you understand
empowering.
That before they're going up, I think it's more impact because you know what the mission is. It's like when the big heroes are going to rescue somebody or something like that, or somebody,
but
people are going to rescue
that
somebody.
That would have required lots of exposition, and I prefer stories that are show, not tell.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of older films, especially. And well, it still happens today. The film starts, it has a load of text. All right, I love Star Wars. It has a load of text at the beginning.
Yep.
But it unravelled as it went along for me. And that's what I really liked about it.
There's not much to unravel.
It kept gripping me.
When there's just two people on an air balloon, there's not much to unravel. There's very little. Your plot is very, very simple. And as a result, there isn't that much to explore into it as to why they got. This isn't like Saw, where you've got two people in a room and you're wondering how they got there and to what point they got there and why they're there at that point. Where there's a lot of mystery. There's no mystery as to why they're on this. Well, we know that they're going up for what we understand at the beginning is to break a record. Yes, there's a little bit more substance as to why he's going up there, and a little bit more substance as to why she's going up there. But there's not that much. It's not like one big mystery. You go, oh my god, we knew that she'd suffered trauma prior to getting on there because they showed it in a flashback at the very beginning of the film. So we knew that she was going to experience that trauma.
But we didn't know that he gave his life away to make sure that she survived.
Right, but because at the point she'd got to,
but where she nearly came to that decision to do that for Eddie Redmayne's character.
Yes,
because she believed that the cause was so important in the end. And the other story with the Asian guy, the friend, was he called John or something like that? The way he helped convince her to go on there, that was because of a flashback.
But can you imagine if she's going, so you've learned all this, you're halfway through the film, you've learned...
By the way, I agree with you, it's nothing like Saw.
No, it's not. Great comparison though. No. It's just two people in one place. It's how they got there.
Okay.
But anyway, it just... If they'd done that, imagine that bit where she was being sick at the beginning because she was so nervous about going up there. That would have carried so much more weight if we'd learnt about the background beforehand and she's on her way to... And we're thinking... You've got to care about your characters, and I didn't care about them one little bit. Not her, because she was too, and I know it was all show, but she was too overconfident when they got there. I didn't feel the peril. I didn't feel any peril.
Oh, come on, she threw a dog out of a hot air balloon.
Exactly.
And it had a parachute. That was amazing. And you did laugh when he chucked the pigeons out.
He chucked some pigeons out, and they were getting higher and higher and higher. And you think, that's a bit harsh on the pigeon, isn't it? And it's when he got really high and he went pigeon, and it just went...
Bit of dead weight now, let's get rid of this one as well.
Yeah, he went, don't worry, I've got another one. And it just... Oh, no, we haven't. Yeah, I mean, it was just... If it had followed that order, I think I probably would have liked it. And I think it would have raised it up a little bit.
You didn't like that she took her shoe off, did you?
Can you just explain to me?
She was wedging the valve open by putting her shoe in there.
Okay,
because it was a boot.
I think I was just.
You'd had enough by then, hadn't you? You'd mentally
no,
checked
that was a good
out,
bit. That was a good bit though.
Okay.
I really enjoyed the bit where she climbed up the side of the air balloon. Really enjoyed that. I thought that was quite intense, but I didn't care. I didn't care. That was one. It was a very intense moment where I thought to myself, I'm not that bothered.
I liked the scenes with the sneering scientists, the other scientists, who were belittling Eddie Redmayne throughout, and that was what he was overcoming for me in the film, and I liked that. I liked both main characters in this film. I thought that Felicity Jones' performance was amazing, and it's quite a lot of action for her, really. Not as in gunfights and bombs. She's by far the best character
in this.
In the film.
I would say the most interesting. I wasn't really interested in Eddie, whatever his name is.
Redmayne.
That's it. Wasn't really interested in his character. I wanted to be, because I'm all for science and I'm quite into my science and all that kind of thing. So I wanted to really like him, but it just. I
just accepted that he was an odd man. He
He
wasn't a perfect human, was he?
No.
He had faults, he had flaws, but she respected him, and she respected him throughout the journey. She respected him more and more.
Do you not think their coming together was a little bit brief? There was no real build-up as to how they got the thing. He kind of just met her at a party, went, I want to use your balloon. She went, all right, and then she had she had this change of mind because she got a bit nervous about it. And then a scene later, she was in the snow, and I appreciate there was a bit more substance.
But there was also time jumps though.
Yeah,
for the backstory, for the flashbacks.
I know it was all just a bit, but anyway, as you can tell, we disagree with this film. Let us know in the comments below who you agree with. You might agree with Kirk, you might agree with me.
I thought the cinematography was amazing. I thought the special effects were great. I thought it looked so real.
Yeah.
And I think it would have looked really good on the IMAX screen, in a larger, taller screen.
It's just a balloon, though, isn't it? It's not like...
One thing I think we should talk about, what did you think of them screaming and shouting at one point?
That was alright.
You like that?
Or they were just screaming because they said it was so quiet.
You looked like you were giggling.
No, that was because there's a Vine from a while back that I watched.
Okay. What's the Vine? Should we put a link?
No, it was only... If anyone ever seen the battery one where he's looking at AAA batteries and it's AAA and he goes, and it builds up. So, and then they were just going, they were just screaming, weren't they? So that was the only reason why, because it's reminded us of that. So.
I didn't get that private joke, but it sounds good.
No, me and Katie did. So it was just, okay, guys. I don't think there's much more we can say about it.
5 out of 10.
Got 5 out of 10, 1.5 from me, 3.5 from Kirky. So, as I said earlier, let us know in the comments below what you think. If you liked it, or if you agree with me, or if you agree with Kirk. So it's the first one that we've disagreed on. I'm sure there'll be many more to come with a few exciting films coming up anyway. As I said, guys, don't forget to subscribe to us and follow us on Twitter. Once we hit 100 subscribers, we will be giving away cinema tickets on Twitter. So, as I said...
And please comment on the videos. I've been having great fun replying to some of the people that have been commenting. I really like the suggestions that we've had as well for future videos. And
we're more than happy to review anything.
We want to try it, don't we?
Yeah, we'll review anything. Anything you want to throw at us, we will sit together and review it. We'll watch it and review it. If we haven't seen it already, we'll go back and watch it. And
one thing that we were talking about today, we were talking about doing our 10 favourite Arnie films.
Yes, yeah. So that's one for the future. There's several different options we've got out there. So loads more coming from us, guys. I'm away on holiday now for 2 weeks, 10 nights. I'll tell you what, actually, very quickly, it wasn't a good idea going to see a film about falling from the sky when you're about to fly in 2 days' time. I'm flying out of the country on 2 very long flights.
sorry, I loved it when you said to me 5 degrees. It's not that cold.
Yeah, I've got
confused. No, you just said 5 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, all right. Okay.
Let's just have a quick look up what is 5 degrees Fahrenheit in degrees Celsius. Minus 15 Celsius.
It's a bit chilly, isn't it? It's a little bit chilly. They have worse than that in Canada. They survived. Why didn't they have gloves? Why didn't they have gloves?
She sort of had mittens.
Yeah, she should have had gloves.
Okay.
And thermals and something. They were just so ill prepared. Anyway, as I said, guys, we'll be back with some more videos soon. I'm away on holiday for 10 days, but we're going to have more stuff coming out because we've already pre-recorded some stuff. So, next film is, I don't want to promise anything, but I'm pretty sure Frozen 2.
Frozen 2 probably
very soon.
Yeah.
Or 21 Bridges.
Well, soon after it comes out.
Yeah, it'll be Frozen 2 and 21 Bridges are the next two we're going to be covering. So, okay, guys, catch you later.